hear the sound of time, stories weaving words that climb, whispered tales in a cozy nook. Welcome to the magic of every book. Bookshelf babble, take the stage, turn the chapter, fill the page. Laughter, wisdom, stories to spare, a podcast world where books are everywhere.
Hello, and welcome back to Bookshelf Babble, the podcast where we dive deep into the world of literature. I'm Winston, and I'm very happy to be back with you all.
And I'm Alice. It's great to be back, Winston. You know, I feel like we just finished talking about books, and I'm already excited for more.
I know, right? It feels like no time has passed since our last episode. For those who missed it, we did a deep dive into the 2025 Booker Prize long list. We talked about some truly remarkable books, and I'm still thinking about a few of them. If you're looking for your next great read, go back and listen to that one.
We love hearing what you all think. Your comments and feedback are the lifeblood of this podcast. It's so cool to see what you're all reading. So please, if you're enjoying our chats, take a moment to follow us on whatever platform you're listening on. Leave a comment, a review, or a rating. It all helps us reach more book lovers. And don't forget to join our Discord community. It's a fantastic place to chat with other listeners and share your favorite reads.
All right, let's get into it. What do you call a book that's always angry?
I don't know, Winston. What do you call it?
A tomato. Get it? Like tome and tomato?
Winston, that's terrible. But I'll give you a pass this time. Anyway, moving on. I know what I've been reading, but what about you? What's on your bookshelf right now?
I just started the Earthsea series by Ursula K. Le Guin. I'm only a little way into the first book, A Wizard of Earthsea, but I can already tell why it's a classic. The world she builds is so intricate, and the prose is just beautiful. It feels both like a timeless fantasy and something much deeper. I'm really enjoying it. What about you?
So, I'm reading Convenience Store Woman by Sayaka Murata, and guess what? It was a recommendation from one of our listeners. It's a slim novel, but it packs a punch. It's about a woman who finds her purpose working at a convenience store. It's so quirky and insightful, and it really makes you think about societal expectations. I'm obsessed. Have you heard much about it?
I've heard great things. It sounds like a perfect little gem. I'm curious, what's one thing about the main character that you find particularly compelling?
She's so unapologetically herself. She doesn't fit into the mold of what society expects a woman her age to be. Her devotion to the convenience store and its rules is almost spiritual, and it's fascinating to see how she navigates a world that doesn't understand her.
Well, Alice, I've got a game for you. I'm going to give you 3 clues about an author and their book, and you have to guess what we'll be discussing in the main part of the episode. Ready?
Ooh, a challenge. I'm always ready. Hit me with the first clue.
Clue number 1. The initial print run in Japan for this book was only 10,000 copies, but because of its immediate popularity, 1 million copies were sold in a little over a month. It became a cultural phenomenon.
1 million copies in a month? That's wild. That must have been a huge deal. But I have no idea what book that is. Give me another clue.
Clue number 2. This is a hugely popular and influential Japanese author. He is known for surreal and dreamlike stories that often feature jazz music, cats, and mysterious women.
Japanese author. Jazz music. That has to be Haruki Murakami. No one else writes quite like that.
Yes, you've got the author. But what book are we talking about? Here's the final clue. The title of this book is a reference to a dystopian novel from the mid-20th century, but with a twist. It's a play on a year.
A dystopian novel. A year. 1984? So a twist on that. Is the title 1Q84? That's an amazing choice for an episode. I can't wait to get into it.
So we're talking about 1Q84, a book that is, in many ways, quintessential Murakami. For those who haven't read it, it's a sprawling, multi-volume novel set in an alternate version of Tokyo in the year 1984. It follows two main characters whose lives are deeply connected, even though they are living separate realities. The title itself is a huge clue. When Aomame realizes that the world around her is subtly but profoundly different from the 1984 she knows, she starts calling it 1Q84, with the Q standing for question mark. It's her way of acknowledging the world's strangeness without fully understanding it.
An assassin and a writer, right? That's such a strange pair. What makes them so connected?
That's one of the central mysteries and themes of the book: fate, destiny, and the power of memory. They met for a single brief moment when they were 10 years old, and that connection, that memory, becomes the emotional anchor for both of them as their worlds begin to unravel. It's a very romantic, almost cosmic idea. The book isn't just about what's happening to them in the present. It's about their history, their potential future, and how a memory of a single shared moment can transcend time and reality.
Oh, so softly. So it's not just a mystery or a fantasy, it's a love story at its core?
Absolutely. I think this is where the book truly resonates with so many people, including me. At its heart, 1Q84 is a love story about first love. We all have that memory, that feeling of a first love, whether it was reciprocated or just a powerful formative crush. The book takes that universal feeling and asks, what if that first love was your one true love, your soulmate? It's a powerful idea. The longing, the searching, the hope they both carry for over 20 years to find each other again, it's incredibly moving. It's not a simple boy meets girl story. It's a testament to the idea that some connections are so fundamental they can bend reality itself.
I love that. It's a very romantic notion. It makes the grand, surreal plot feel so grounded and relatable.
It does. And speaking of grounded, one of the most surprising things for me reading this was how much I learned about modern Japanese society in a very specific, almost anachronistic way. I found myself looking things up constantly. For example, the depiction of the high suicide rate among women in Japan, especially in relation to the societal pressure to be a devoted housewife. The book touches on how this pressure can lead to a sense of being trapped, and it's a really stark, humanizing look at a real-world issue. It also explores the spread of different religious cults in Japan, particularly witnesses, and how they operate. That was a truly fascinating and often unsettling part of the book.
Wow, I had no idea the book got into such heavy real-world topics. I always thought of Murakami as being more abstract.
He is, but he weaves these real-world elements into the surreal narrative so seamlessly. And there was one other detail that absolutely floored me: the NHK collection fee. In the book, there's a moment when a character is trying to collect a fee from a woman just because she owns a TV. I didn't know that was a thing. I did some digging and learned that NHK, Japan's public broadcasting organization, has the legal right to charge a reception fee from any household with a television. The depiction in the book of these tenacious collectors felt so vivid and bizarre. It's these small, specific cultural details that make the world feel so real, even when it's so strange.
I love that. It's like finding little hidden treasures in the story.
Exactly. That's another thing I adore about this book: the references. 1Q84 is filled with cultural Easter eggs. Murakami loves to embed references to other books, music, and art, and it feels like he's having a direct conversation with the reader. It's a treasure hunt. The book that's most often referenced is Marcel Proust's In Search of Lost Time, which is a massive work about memory, time, and consciousness, all key themes in 1Q84. It feels like a direct nod from one master to another. There are also references to the works of Anton Chekhov and the influence he had on the characters' lives.
That must make you feel so connected to the author, like you're in on a secret.
But the most important reference, one that's absolutely crucial to the plot, is Leos Janáček's Sinfonietta. This piece of music isn't just mentioned, it's a recurring motif. It's what Aomame hears when she first enters 1Q84. It's a musical compass for the reader and a key to understanding the world. And of course, the most obvious reference of all is the title itself and its connection to George Orwell's 1984.
Oh, I was waiting for you to get to that. The titles are so similar.
Yes, the connection is a clever and deliberate allegory. Orwell's 1984 describes a totalitarian state where an authoritarian government, Big Brother, manipulates the truth and watches its citizens. It's a world of conformity and control where independent thought is punished. Murakami's 1Q84 presents a different kind of dystopia. Instead of being controlled by a visible government, his characters are at the mercy of a surreal, unseen force, the little people. They manipulate reality not by controlling people's minds, but by changing the world itself. The Q for question mark in the title perfectly captures this. In Orwell's book, the world is known and feared. In Murakami's, the world is unknown and questioned. It's a fascinating comparison of two different visions of a world where truth and reality are not what they seem. Now, there's another element in the book that I think is important to discuss because it can be, well, it can evoke some strong reactions from readers. We have to talk about the intimate scenes.
Oh, yes, I've heard about that. I know Murakami's work can get pretty personal.
Yes, the book is full of them, and they are incredibly detailed. They're often very private, very personal moments between the characters. Some people might find them a bit jarring, but for me, they were a crucial part of the story. The descriptions are so raw and honest that they create this feeling of authenticity, making the characters feel incredibly real and relatable. You feel like you're getting a glimpse into their most vulnerable selves.
I can see that. It's a way of breaking down the wall between the reader and the character.
Exactly. And it's also led to a rather humorous footnote in the book's history. 1Q84 was nominated for the Bad Sex in Fiction Award in 2011.
No way. Seriously? The Bad Sex Award? That's hilarious.
I know. It's an annual satirical award presented by the British magazine Literary Review, and they nominate authors for the worst description of a sex scene in a novel. The nomination itself for Murakami was a big talking point at the time.
I can only imagine. I guess it just goes to show that his writing, even in those very personal moments, can be so unique that it starts a whole new conversation.
It really does. So, while the scenes can be a lot for some readers, I think that nomination just proves that he's not afraid to push boundaries and write something truly unique, even if it lands him on a list like that. It all adds to the book's legacy and the incredible conversation it inspires. So, to wrap things up, I want to share my personal take on this book, just a few final thoughts. For me, the first thing that stands out is how incredibly well written and detailed it is. Murakami has a way of painting a picture with words that is just so vivid. You're not just reading about Tokyo, you're in Tokyo. It makes the world of 1Q84 feel so rich and believable, even with all its bizarre elements.
I can definitely see that from everything you've said. The way he weaves in the cultural details and the music, it sounds like a really immersive experience.
It really is. And the second point for me, and one we talked about, is that beautiful love story at its core. It's what grounds the entire epic. The connection between Aomame and Tengo is so powerful and so pure. It gives you a reason to care about this strange world and its conflicts.
It really does.
And finally, the book is just so intellectual and full of allegories. It's not just a story, it's a conversation. The allusions to Orwell, Proust, and all the other artistic and historical references make it a rewarding read for anyone who loves finding those hidden connections. It's a book that stays with you long after you finish the last page.
Winston, thank you for sharing all of that. I was already intrigued, but now I'm completely sold. I'm going to have to pick up 1Q84 very, very soon. It sounds like an absolute masterpiece.
So that's our deep dive into 1Q84 by Haruki Murakami. We've covered a lot of ground, from surreal alternate realities, star-crossed lovers, cultural Easter eggs, and a satirical literary award.
We've loved sharing our thoughts, but now we want to hear from all of you. Have you read 1Q84? What did you think? Did you love it? Did you find the intimate scenes jarring? What allegories did you find? Share your opinions in the comments wherever you're listening.
And remember, you can continue the conversation with other listeners on our Discord channel. The link is in the episode description. We'd love to have you join our little book club. While you're there, let us know what books or topics you'd like us to babble about in a future episode. Your suggestions are always our favorite.
We want to acknowledge that this entire episode, from our greetings to this final wrap-up, was meticulously crafted by an AI assistant, with special thanks to our script editor, Eugenie Slige, for his care and attention to detail.
Indeed. So stay tuned for next week's episode, and we hope you'll join us then. We've got more literary adventures to embark on, and we can't wait to share them with you. And before we go, Alice, I have one more joke for you.
No, Winston, no more jokes. Let's end on a high note.
Fair enough. I'll be more serious then. To leave you all with a final thought that I believe beautifully captures the spirit of what we do here, I want to share a quote from St. Augustine. "The world is a book, and those who do not travel read only one page." It's a wonderful reminder that every book we open is a new journey, and every story expands our understanding of the world and ourselves.
Until next time, happy reading.
So pull a chair and bring your ear. Bookshelf babble is right here. Through every genre, chapter and hook, we're talking life one book by book.